backwards.
Yeah.
If I'd have told Tato no that night, I never would have been driving for Exhibit.
Yeah.
Or on tour DJing with and for Exhibit, or would have met Eric Bellinger, because that set up certain things to be in certain situations.
Yeah.
And I tell people that, I said, think about that. I done been around the world because I took a 45-minute drive.
Welcome to Keys to the Culture podcast. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Maisha, and this is a place where creatives and innovators of all kinds are celebrated. These are the people who are paving the way for us on social media and all types of film, video, production, etc., and they are changing the game in the creator economy. So what is the creator economy? The creator economy is the economy. It is a place where creatives of all kinds are able to make a living. Those viral videos are paying the bills, and they're able to feed their families significantly. So why are you not getting paid? Think about that. But on this show, we like to celebrate amazing people. And one of the people we want to celebrate is our culture change maker is DJ Master Flash. He is one of the original DJs who was a pioneer in the hip hop genre. Turntables. He is one of the people that we look up to as one of the first people to touch the turntables and change the game. And just like the DJ, we got DJ EJ, the DJ. I said that wrong. I said that wrong. But EJ, the DJ, a.k.a. Elijah. Yes, I love his name. Thank you so much for being on the show with me. It's like a moment where we have talked about being on the show together for so long. And this is like our first time really sitting down after we have been moving for the last couple of years. So I'm so happy that you're actually here. And there's one question I want to ask you. When did you know that Black creativity was the culture?
Honestly, I didn't know that Black creativity was a culture because I never looked at it from that standpoint. I always looked at it as just the culture.
Yeah.
But now the way things are going, the way our dynamics are, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I never looked at it like that, though, like I said, until I got into it. So
yeah, because you definitely are the culture.
Definitely.
Yeah, where you from? Let's talk about where you from
Here
first.
we go. No.
Yes.
I'm from Watts. California.
On now.
So growing up in the inner city, you don't see a lot, especially from this side of it, outside looking in. So, being from Watts, I love where I'm from. I don't regret any of the things I had to go through to get where I'm at. None of the stuff that I've been through just growing up in general, single parent household, 6 siblings.
Woo.
I'm the middle child of all the boys, so it's like,
wow, it
gets crazy, but I don't regret anything that came from me being from Watts.
It is a beautiful thing to see your growth too.
Yeah. It's been a long journey, but it's blessed. It's a blessing.
Yeah. So you are a man of many hats. Not only do you DJ, you're an actor. You work on stage production. Yeah. He's also a driver. What this man don't do? He low-key a Jamaican, y'all.
I am definitely a Jamaican. But like you said, I do Uber.
Yeah.
When I'm not working, when I'm not on tour, I'm not on road, I do Uber. I come home during tour to do Uber.
Crazy.
I do stage production. Show production. I've done music videos, TV shows.
Wow.
A little bit of everything. Security. I literally just got a security job yesterday.
Oh my God.
It don't stop. I'm a foster parent, so
yes.
It don't stop. But you gotta, like you say, it's sad to say it like this. In California, you gotta have more than one source of income to live. But the incomes I have, I'm passionate about. Like I'm a driver by trade. I'm a bus driver. I drive Uber because it's easier to just hop in my own car than to have to go to a bus company. So by trade, I can drive tour buses, school buses and tour buses. But they say, you're passionate about something, it's not work. So everything I do, I love doing. So I don't mind doing it.
I love that. And let's talk a little bit about your beginnings, because we had conversations before.
Humble beginnings.
And you had humble beginnings, and also just DJing in general started in your mom's garage?
Yes.
Let's talk about the beginning. How did this start?
All right. So growing up, shout out to my oldest brother, Sonny. They used to have these parties in the 90s.
Oh, come on,
early
90s.
90s.
Not the
90s.
Freaknik, y'all.
Not the freak. Sonny. No.
Right.
But they had these parties, and this is when they were in high school. My two older brothers, and they would have all their homies come, their homegirls come, and they would have these parties in my mom's living room, in her backyard. It was just wherever they could fit. And I used to watch the DJ. So I think I was in, don't quote me, I think 6th grade. When I had my first party where people paid to come.
6th grade?
6th grade, people came to my party, paid.
Okay,
but
middle school?
Elementary, 5th grade, when I had my first party ever.
Oh my God.
I'm going to have a party, Mom.
Yeah.
And she looked at me like, a party? So we started the party when she was gone. So we got the lights on. So when she walk in the house, it's a living room full of little kids.
Oh my God.
With the party lights going. And I had made a mix from the box. It was a TV show.
I remember.
So I used to record videos on VHS. I would take the VHS recording and I would record it to a tape, cassette tape.
Yes.
Then in between each video, I would scratch on the record player on top of the VHS.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. It was just innovative. A lot. I innovated some shit that I didn't even know was happening. Then we fast forward, having these parties. When I got to high school, I started having parties with my brother that was a year younger than me. And they took off. We would do these parties. They would pay for our rent. I had my own apartment with my brother when I was 16.
What?
So my oldest brother would pay half, and then me and my younger brother would pay the other half.
Oh my God.
And we would get the money by having parties. So we used to have these, before Project X, I'm sorry, it was EJ and Robert.
Okay.
It was EJ and Robert. I'm talking, it was bad.
My God.
People know about Manchester and Budlong.
Ooh.
110th of Vermont.
Okay. Y'all was turning up.
What?
Oh my God.
I'm glad none of those videos coming out, boy.
You know what? I don't even want to know. Those are the stories, though, that people need to hear.
Man.
Because everybody starts somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that you started just having low-key parties,
it wasn't
low-key.
Nothing low-key about these parties.
And it turned up, but it nurtured a gift that was already in you.
It did. Because I wasn't initially planning on I'm going to be a DJ when I grow up.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be in the NFL.
See, yeah.
And it didn't work out like that. My younger brother went to the NFL, which was great. Thank God he made it. But he went even better. I was better than him in football. And so that's how it went. And I don't think I was supposed to have no money like that. I ain't gonna lie. If I'd have got $1 million up front, I don't know. I probably wouldn't be sitting in this chair right now.
Oh my God. He's gonna turn up.
What? I'm telling you, don't get me I don't know how to act when I get my Uber deposit. It's a few hundred.
Listen, but we're going to turn up regardless.
We're going to turn up, but like I said, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what path is going to, it depends on the path you take. I chose to take a certain path, and it worked out for me.
A beautiful path, too.
I appreciate that.
And you've been doing a little bit of everything. This man is touring. You done been overseas. I seen him in Saudi Arabia, New Zealand. You have been touring pretty much just over this last year, almost a year.
Yeah.
Back and forth, and then with Eric Bellinger as well. So how did those relationships happen, and how did you basically transform your talent into a career where you can make significant income?
Well, basically, it comes from me being confident in what I can do. Certain opportunities came from other jobs that I do, like driving.
Yeah.
Initially, Watt Sticks brought me in. He said, EJ, I want you to be my DJ. This is about 7 years ago. He said, yo, EJ, I want you to be my DJ. And I've had people say that before, and it's like, okay, cool, I got you. And nothing ever happens.
Yeah.
And he asked me that on Tuesday. Yo, I want you to be my DJ. I said, cool, I believe you. All right. Wednesday night, he said, yo, I got to talk to you. I'm going to call you early in the morning, which would be Thursday morning. Now, I work at Disneyland at the time. So I'm like, yo, you got to call me before I get on the float because if I'm on the float, I can't answer the phone. He called me, and I'm literally sitting inside of a float. And he's like texting me like, yo, we got the Golden State Music Festival in Oakland. First show, he asked me to be his DJ on Tuesday. By Thursday, we booked for a festival in Oakland. Fat Joe, Game, August Alsina.
Wow.
A few other people, T.I. And I'm like, damn, like this. Now this is my first big show as a
Yeah.
DJ, and I'm DJing for the homie, and he believed in me. Which when he believed in me, that sparked something in me. So that opened up doors. For example, that led me to Exhibit. Shout out to Exhibit, the whole open bar entertainment team.
Yes.
I was dealing with Sticks. He seen a post from Tato, which works with Exhibit. Before he worked with Exhibit, this is just Tato by himself. Tato's put up a post that says, hey, DJs, hit me up. I got this dope idea, this concept. I want to, pitch to some DJs. Mind you, I'm in Riverside. I'm in the IE. I hit him up like, yo, this is EJ. Sticks gave me your information, said you need a DJ. I'm at work, but if you want to link up, we can get together. He replied to me, said, yeah, let's do it. I said, I don't get off until midnight. But I'm in Anaheim, I'll come. He says, pull up.
Wow.
I got off at midnight, drove to Gardena, sat down inside the studio. I'm going to put the picture up because I still got the initial picture we got sitting inside the studio. He shot his idea to me. I told him, I don't care what it is. Let's make it happen. I believed in it. And ever since then with Tato, it was just like, bro, it's DJs that's around the corner from me that didn't pull up and you just drove 45 minutes after you got off work.
Come on now, commitment.
So that opened up doors for me, whereas I did that for Tato, and then a month before that, I DJed for Exhibit on some like totally different. Like this is before they even knew they were going to be working together. I DJed for Exhibit for New Year's in Las Vegas, booked up. Shout out to Adrian Scott. Adrian Scott presents, Mr. AD. He booked me in Vegas for a New Year's Eve party, which was hosted by Exhibit. I DJed that party. Fast forward to February, I'm working with Tato.
Oh my God.
Exhibit sets up a meeting with Tato.
Wow.
And they meet.
Divine.
By all means. They meet, whatever they negotiate and they come together, they're working together now. I do a couple events for Tato. Like, Tato like, yo, I got this event. Cool, I got you. I pull up. Do it. Boom. Another event. Yo, I got this one. Boom. Before you know, it's like, yo, you got a passport? I'm like, yeah. Now, mind you, none of these events had anything to do with Exhibit. This is all just Tato asking me like, yo, bro, on some like, I got you.
Yeah.
Come to find out, yo, we got a gig in Russia. Yeah, X need a DJ. His DJ can't go. Can you go? Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Period.
I will be there. That set up the relationship I had with Exhibit now. Me going out there, doing what I know how to do, and showing that I can do it well.
Yeah.
That was September 2019.
Wow.
Right? That was 2019 because it was before COVID. So, did that event, went great. Russia, never been out of the country before, did it, boom. We knocked it out the park. Came back home. That created the relationship with Exhibit. So it's like, yo, we got a one-off here. Can you pull up? So it's certain dates I would come, and then that was that. But it was Tato believing in me, like, yo, you trusted me, and you came down and believed in something that nobody even really took a listen to, and you believed in it.
Wow. He
believed in me, so now we got these gigs. Now it's 4 years later. I've been to Dubai, I've been to Saudi Arabia, all because I took a chance at what I do, and they believed in me like I believed in them. And right now, to this day, they still believe in me, and we still rocking. To lead up to Eric Bellinger, I toured with Eric Bellinger, but that only happened because I was driving. So they needed a driver one night, and it's like, yo, now Eric is like skeptical.
Wait a minute.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of my opportunities don't come just from DJing. Yeah. Also, now y'all saying he's Jamaican, but that's because I'm a man of many talents. I can drive. So me being a professional driver, Eric, I don't know if he had an accident or something, but something happened where Eric is like, yo, he's not like just everybody just driving him around.
Yeah, which is understood.
And I drove him around one time. I guess he was comfortable enough to have me come back. And last year he had the Vibes on Vibes tour. I drove that entire tour. I drove his Sprinter van for the whole tour, whole 32 city tour. So he believed in me. and gave me the opportunity to do that. And then certain shows he would let me, like, man,
You.
we need a DJ for
Come
the
here,
show.
come here.
Open up,
Yes,
cool. And I
you.
would, DJ.
Have you been struggling
on
to stay
top of
consistent with your
driving,
content?
because I knew what I was
We've
there for.
all been
And I
there.
was
You
there to
told
help my
yourself you was
production.
going to
So I was
post
doing
about a year
stage
ago, but
stuff.
you have yet to post
I was
today.
driving the stage
But
props.
don't worry,
So if I
I
didn't make
got
it
you
to the
covered.
show,
Introducing the ultimate
nothing.
content
So, you
calendar
mean to tell me-
blueprint.
Yeah, I
It is
was
a guide
driving
that
the
will
actual
show you
stage
how to stay
prop.
consistent.
Driving the stage props, you helping with the stage production,
And I'm
and
DJing.
you're driving.
and I'm DJing.
So let's talk about this level of commitment, because I want to go back to that too, because it's a lot of things that you mentioned here, but then also going back to when you mentioned the first time before you went on tour, you said you drove 45 minutes to meet this man after midnight.
I didn't even know we'd even talk on the phone. It was a text message. We were connected.
Never met each other
Never met
before.
each other. He had an idea that I had already been thinking about doing, but I don't have the means. And he
Yeah.
did. So I'm like, I can help him make this happen because I believe in it already.
Yeah.
And I'm still not going to say it because I think we can do it, Tato. I still think we can do it. So I ain't going to say what it is. But it was just that thought because I already been talking to my team about it and the people I work with. And it was just like, nah, it wouldn't work. But then it was like, you never know. And then Tato hit me with it, and it's like, he already had the facilities. He already had everything. He was just putting the right people in
the
place. So
pieces in place.
when I got off of work, I'm like, hey, it's going to take me 45 minutes to get there. I'm coming from Anaheim. He was like, pull up. We here. And I got there. It was a room full of creatives.
Oh, yeah.
It was
that's what I'm
crazy.
talking
It
about.
was like him. It was PRs. It was camera people. And I'm just like, and they were waiting for me. They waited for me to get there. And then when I got there, we started the meeting about what it was about.
Jeez.
So it was crazy.
So that type of work ethic that you display there, a lot of people don't have it.
They don't have it. They don't have it. It's not even about the work ethic. It's just that my thing is, and we always say this about how you go to work and work for somebody else for 8 hours, but you won't work for
Absolutely.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. So I tell people like, that's just the, I understand. I'm not, don't get me wrong. I know we all got to work and we got to make money.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I like to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Fun for me is sitting down with a room full of creatives and like-minded people and conversing, bouncing ideas, and seeing what we can make happen.
Yeah.
That was an opportunity for me to meet a lot of people that I created friendships and relationships with till this day, that if I would have said, you know what, I ain't going to do it. Think about that. If I would have said that drive, I'm just thinking about like in full 360 motion, going backwards.
Yeah.
If I would have told Tato no that night, I never would have been driving for Exhibit.
Yeah.
Or on tour DJing with and for Exhibit, or would have met Eric Bellinger because that set up certain things to be in certain situations.
Yeah.
And I tell people that, I said, think about that. I done been around the world because I took a 45-minute drive.
Yeah. I think sometimes people forget to serve before they can be in the seat of being the driver.
Yeah.
And that, metaphorically as your career or your life, sometimes we forget that journey in between before we get to the level we want to be at.
Yeah.
We forget sometimes you got to be humble. You got to sit back, be humble, and you got to take the opportunity that come to you, if it's the right opportunity, and seize the moment. Because there's a lot of times myself where I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just do this for free. We talked about that a little bit, about sacrificing your time, maybe your resources, to be a part of something because there's a bigger picture for it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people don't see that. You just see, I'm not getting paid for this. But that can connect you to the right people, like you're saying.
It always does.
So when it comes to doing something, just doing it off the hip, just doing it for free, and just being there, seizing the moment. Like, where did you get that mindset from? Because everybody don't have it. Let's be clear.
It's like, I can't say that I developed it because it was something that it was there. My mom was single. My dad died when I was 4.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always been in me, but my mom always takes people in. She's always giving. She's always helping. My mom seeing me doing some of these things, it's like it's a refresher because none of her kids are, knock on wood, thank God, none of her kids are dead or in jail.
Mm-hmm.
None of us are, out doing things we don't need to be doing. We all have different career paths. Everyone has different things they're doing.
Yeah.
But I always see my mom. She would go without for us. So my thing is, as long as I don't have to go without, as long as I'm not hurting my family, I can help you. It doesn't hurt me to help you. So that's where I'm at with just helping. Like I tell people all the time, bro, if I got it, it's yours. Because I don't need nothing back because I know as hard as I work, I don't get stuff back because I'm giving. I'm getting it because I'm working hard.
That's why you blessed.
People don't get that. Like, you can give all you want, but if you're not working it, like, I can't steal somebody else's money and then give it to you and expect something good to happen to me.
Exactly.
So, by me working hard and I'm giving all of my time and the effort, that's why I'm getting it back. Not because I'm giving it. Because I can work hard and don't give anything and just don't see no results. It's like, damn,
definitely.
why isn't anything happening? I'm doing everything right. No, you're not, because you're not giving for the right reason. Some
Come
people
on,
will
let's talk
give.
about
Some
that.
people will give you something purposely and be like, I'm going to get this to him because I know if I give it to him, I'm going to get it back.
Yep.
No, give it to him because you genuinely want to help.
Exactly.
And every time Tato called me, genuinely, if I couldn't do it, I'd be like, yo, Tato, I can't do it because I got to do this. And he'd be like, all right, don't trip. But then when I could do it, I'm there early. I'm helping them. I'm setting it up. I'm doing everything. I got homegirls and homies that would do events. I would come in like, what you need? Oh, I need somebody at the door. I'm at the door collecting tickets.
Yep.
People be like, yo, what you DJing? I'm like, no, I'm collecting. You
Right.
collecting tickets? Yeah, bro. Like, the homegirl needed help.
So I'm helping.
I'm helping. The homie M2M mobile detailing. Like, I hit him up one time like, yo, what's up? What you doing? He like, working. Oh, what you doing tomorrow? Shit, I'm washing cars. I literally just came off tour with Snoop Dogg. I'm like, where you gonna be at? He was like, I'm gonna be everywhere. So what time you go out? He said like 6. I said, I'll be there 5:30. Get to his house. He said, yo, wear some shoes you don't like. I'm out washing cars in the city with the homie, and people see me like, wasn't you just with Snoop Dogg? But yeah, the homie needed help, and I wanted to chill with the homie. This is his business. It was like, that's the homie business. So I always tell people, if the homie was a bottle guy or a promoter in the club, you want to go hang out in the club, bottle service, and chill with the homie. That's his job. So the homie wash cars. So I'm not above, pulling up on the homie and helping the homie, and we shooting the shits all day. And then he still paid me. I don't even expect him to get paid. I'm just like, shit, I ain't got to do nothing. I ain't got nothing to do. I ain't seen the homie in a few months. Pull up on the homie. He paid me as if I was. And I ain't washed that much of a car to get paid.
But look, you
I was
did
there.
something.
I was there. He paid me, and I'm like, and then we went out and we had food, had some drinks, and we chilled. But it was just the point that some people don't look at that. Like, I take that to heart because that's his business. Like, it's been times I ordered the homie chamois. People like, that ain't your chamois. But I'm like, that 50 chamois can help him get another 3 or 4 cars in now. People don't understand. I'm looking at the fact of that. Like,
and you support everybody.
Everybody.
Like, literally from the day I met him, he was reposting my stuff on his stories. He telling people about it. People come to me, hey, EJ told me about you. Like, and you always have that beautiful spirit about you. That's one of the things I really love about you.
Appreciate that.
And, you know, I want to make sure that you get that back too. Like, you do so much, and everything that you've been touching has been successful.
Everything.
Every single thing.
From the foster care, the kids come to us, they go home full, and we make sure they get what they need. But just everything I do, and people wonder, like, how do you have the energy for this? I said, I don't have energy. I don't have days where I can sleep in. Like, people, like, now I'm saying this now because I'm off tour, and there's nothing against the tour people that I was with, but when I came home on days off, when they had 4 or 5 days off, I was flying home doing Uber to make money.
Wow.
It's not about me being broke. It was just like, why sit here and spend money when I know eventually I can go make some? And that also shows, like, just missing birthdays. I missed birthdays last year. I missed this. So I show people, like, nobody's above the grind. Like, it is what it is. I got to do what I got to do. So it was like being on tour. They're like, yo, you on tour? I'm like, I'm going home, bro. I know y'all going to party and celebrate and everything, but I got to go make some money. So I would fly home, do Uber. When they get to the city, boom, we back to the tour. And they thought I was going home. Like, I haven't had a day off yet.
Right.
Like, they thought, like, on their days off, they chilling. I was at home working. So I'm driving. It's not like I'm working from home and I can just sit down and I'm working. And that's why I tell people, like, so when I was on the bus, it would be days when they driving, they're like, you sleep? I'm like, I just the time I sleep when he driving. So when we get to the next city, we keep it going. So like I say, it was exerting. I was overexerting. But I was, make sure I get my mental. I was meditating and get my rest. But people don't understand, like, I was on tour. Like, I'm on tour. I flew home from New Jersey to Seattle to DJ for Exhibit.
Oh, my God.
And after I DJ for Exhibit, I came home for 2 days because they had 2 days off. So instead of me flying back to Boston, I flew to L.A., worked for 2 days, Uber and Lyft, whatever I could do to make some little quick money, boom, boom, boom. Freshen up things at home as much as I could in that amount of time, and then I fly to the next city. And I tell people, like, bro, it's a grind, but you got to want to do it. Like, how often do we sit back and say, you know what? I can't wait till I'm in this position to do this. We don't never say the money.
Yeah.
We just say the position to be able to do this. I'm in a position to be able to take 2 flights and go home, do some work, and then fly back out.
Yeah.
Some people can't take a flight to go one place.
Come on now.
I'm able to take a flight to go home to do certain things and then fly out. So it's like I had to look at that like some people can't do that. I was able to go to Dubai and Saudi Arabia simultaneously within, say, 3.5 weeks of each other for free. For free. I didn't pay for anything. No bags, no nothing. How blessed am I? So I can't complain. So me having to bust my butt a little bit extra, I'll do it. Because those 2 trips alone would have took half of their lifetime just to do what I was doing on those trips.
Yeah.
So I can't complain. So that's why when I'm down and I know, like, instead of me just saying, you know, I ain't gonna have no money until I get paid again, I have some money if I go do a little extra.
Oh, you gonna make some money.
That's not an issue.
So for anyone who is trying to get into DJing, like to make it an actual career, like what are some things that you can give them, some advice you can give them to how they can go about doing that? Because there's a lot of DJs out here. And you gotta be
gonna say nothing. I'm
hey,
just
look,
leave that alone.
and plus you have to be, you know, study your craft too.
Yeah.
It's not just, you know, I think I know how to do it and it sounds good, so I'm a DJ.
That's the thing.
But there's a whole journey up in there how to actually become really good at your craft.
It's a lot because I tell people I've been doing it for 20 plus years and they look at me like 20. Think about that, bro. I've been out of high school for 20 years and I was doing it 10 years before I was in high school.
Oh, yeah.
So I tell people and they don't understand, but I would say to any up and coming DJ is be prepared to give. That's the hard part for a lot of DJs because they'll be like right now I take certain gigs, not because I have to, because I want to. Because somebody be like, oh man, I'm doing this, and I tell them the price, and they be like, but I say, think about this. You have an up and coming DJ that hasn't done any of the things I'm doing that's going to charge you more than that.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you
crazy prices.
and I'm telling them like I'm giving you this price because that's me being comfortable. So even if I don't make nothing, I'm not losing anything.
Yeah.
And I tell people that I'd rather, if I'm not losing, I'm winning. If I can break even, I won. Period. So I tell people like I don't always do it. I don't always break even, but I tell people all the time like as a DJ. And a lot of DJs come into this game because they have the resources. Yeah. They have the money. They have a parent that's giving them money. They can just go spin. I'm like, bro, I didn't have that. Yeah. Like, shout out to DJ Venom. Oh, my God. The big homie from Watts. He used to let me break his... Like, I never knew you could bust a needle. Scratch it to her. You bust a needle. You scratch it. And it's just... God. You, after a while, it don't work because it's not sharp. It's a needle.
Whoa.
Busting needles. He was letting me. I didn't understand it now, man. This man let me, like, on his records. I didn't have no money to buy records. I didn't have money to buy needles or techniques. $1,000, just one turntable.
Oh, my God.
He had 2 of them, multiple mixers and multiple records. I didn't have that. He let me do that. DJ Venom, like, I've never, like, people always laughing about it, but I'm like, bro, if it wasn't from him letting me just scratch for fun, and doing stuff on his stuff that he was really out touring and making money with in the 90s with, and all the different DJs I was around, I wouldn't be who I am today. So just any up-and-coming DJ that's really want to be serious about this, learn your craft. Like, learn the music. Like, I've DJed for anybody. I can DJ any type of event, not because I'm the best DJ. I'm not the best turntablist. But when it comes to what a DJ is supposed to do, I know how to do that.
Yeah.
Really well. I can rock any crowd. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
And you do
pop.
be having the box.
I can do that. But I also know I have music from the 90s, like songs that I got from the 90s that people would never even think about playing. And I'm like, oh, I got you. Because I see where you at. Watch this. Yep. And I do it. So I tell any up and coming DJ, and I'm always giving, like, I'll tell DJs if I meet them, and if it's a DJ on the East Coast, yo, you need anything from the West Coast, let me know. I'll send you whatever songs you need, like, because we have the same music. What am I looking like hindering you from something that you may be able to get a gig on the West Coast, but you don't know the music, the culture out here. So here goes a few songs that you can build off of and run with, and this will give you an idea of what we like out here.
That's crazy.
And I do that, and people like, man, I tell people like, I don't need anything for that, bro. I didn't even pay for those songs. So why would I charge you for some I got
there
for
he
free?
go back to giving back, y'all.
So I always do that. So DJs always come out. So I always connect with DJs. I always make it a point, up and coming DJs. Like the homie, it's crazy. Tato's son It's DJ Tay.
Wow.
I DJ'd his birthday party, and now he's DJing, and bro, I'm talking about like, gave him the music, and a few days later, Tato called me like, yo, listen to this. And he's mixing the song. I'm like, how long you been doing it? He said, 2 days. I said, damn.
2 days?
And he's already blending. But he had the confidence. He wanted to do it.
Yeah, he wanted to learn.
And he been doing little events. I've been seeing him when I was on the road. I'm like, yo, Tay is really doing it. So shout out DJ
Learning
Tay,
his
man.
craft,
Tay
y'all.
Dugout, like, it's crazy. This is a little guy, is a baseball player. Like, phenomenal like,
What?
for sure.
Oh my God.
Gonna go as a baseball player. Like, that guy is great. But he likes the DJ. And that's how I was in football. Like, I love football. Like,
Yeah.
I really thought I was gonna go to the NFL. Like, it was just hands down, me and homies, we're going. And it didn't go like that. So for him to even be looking into DJing and being around different stuff, it's like, yo, that's super dope. So any up and coming DJ, just be ready to give. Like, you would get so much more back. I'm talking about even like actual gigs. It's nothing like DJing a gig that you may not have been able to get because you put a price tag on it. So that's why I say give. Like,
Well, how do they know what the price their service is for?
Exactly, because they look at other DJs. Oh, this is what I think I should be doing because they got the equipment, and that's great. But you gotta think about it. That's how I tell people, like with me, you price your own equipment. You're gonna pay me for what I can do, what I'm doing. I'm gonna make sure that your party goes off without a hitch, entertainment wise.
Period.
So I don't care who fighting, the music is gonna be going.
Okay.
And that's my job, is to keep. And that's the thing. I can play a certain song, and I can make everybody slow dance. I can play a certain song, make everybody get rowdy. So me seeing a fight, that means I have to maybe change the tone a little bit so they can calm down. Because ain't too many people fighting to Aaliyah, age ain't nothing but a number.
Right.
Or you know, Kurt Franklin, you know, Stomp. Like, you got to kind of like respect it. So I tell people all the time, like, know your crowds. Know what you're getting into. That's part of perfecting the craft, is like understanding that you're going to do a gig where there are going to be adults there the first part. So you can't play too much dirty music. But then after the adults leave, aunties and the grannies leave, it's turn up time.
Turn it up.
So knowing that, because some people come in, well, they all adults. It don't matter about it being adults.
Yeah.
It's respect. Do you curse in front of your grandma?
I like that.
You know, and that's why I tell people, like, I got gigs right now. I tell them, like, hey, the first part is, I literally just did something last weekend, and they were all adults. But I'm just like, yo, certain songs, I know we just gonna get a little bit of ass, maybe this and that, but for the most part, it's gonna be clean. And she was like, thank you so much. Like, she didn't even tell me, but I'm just letting her know, because I didn't want, you know, you do have those parties where you go in
crowd.
and they like, yo, everything is clean. I'm like, well, I didn't know. It was kids here. I didn't know.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, no, you good. Oh, now we, shit, fuck. But initially, respectfully, I go clean.
Yeah.
You know, certain crowds, and then once it's like, okay, I don't see no more kids. Okay, I see aunties are going out. The girls, okay, the cousins are twerking. It's time. You can read the crowd.
It up.
Read the crowd. Read the room.
Read the room.
Read the room.
Honey.
Okay, they're twerking over there.
Yes.
Because they don't want to twerk in front of auntie and grandma because.
Oh, of course not.
But now, okay, her hands are on the floor. Yeah, it's time to go. Her hands are on the floor. So, just all these up and coming DJs, like, I love it. Like, I see it. It's intimidating because sometimes they water it down for the vets. Like, for example, I've been doing gigs and I get a certain number, but up and coming DJ cut me off and take it for a lower number because they may not be as confident in their self, and they're taking it. Whereas I set that number for a reason.
Yeah.
And shout out to Chris Brito, because he is a security expert, and he'll set a price, and then the client may not want it. Like, he had a whole thing on this, and then the client goes to a different company or a different security guard agent, and the agent goes down. It's like, no, I already set that price. So regardless to what it is, take that price. Don't go lower than it, because I gave them the bare minimum already.
Now, why would you go lower than what they offering y'all? Come on, y'all.
Because they're not
Simple
offering.
math.
They're not offering because it's like, oh, well, we got this budget.
Yeah, see.
Well, the budget is this, but this is what we already thought. You know, this is where it starts for what you need, liability wise. I tell people, like, you taking out speakers, like QSC is an expensive DJ brand, high end quality, but for one QSC speaker, it's like $800 for one.
Ooh.
That's not even a subwoofer.
See, I don't know all these terms.
So
y'all.
subwoofer is the
Give
bass.
us a breakdown.
So me, when I DJ, I like to go high, mid, and the low end. That's the bass. Boom, boom. That's a lot of the bass. some people going without bass, but then they have 200 people there, so you don't feel it. It's like screaming, like really loud, but it's no low end, so it's no bass to absorb. The body's absorbed the sound. So people go in like, I'm only, taking 2 speakers, and then it doesn't sound good, and they're like, well, the client's not happy. So I always tell people, when you're going in as a DJ, consult, talk, ask what the client needs, because you may say you can do a party, but you're not knowing it's a party for 300 people.
Yeah,
you don't have enough equipment for 300 people. So now you set your price low. Now you got to go rent equipment that you don't have, which now you only set your price. Say you set your price so low that now when you rent equipment, you don't even make no money now. Now you're DJing for free.
Okay, now that makes sense.
Whereas if you would have consulted first, say, hey, what do you need? Oh, I'm having a party for 250 people. Okay, well, you're going to need this, this, and this. Now, this is what your price is based on, and this is the type of equipment you're going to get. This is the type of setup you're going to have, and this is what it's going to cost. Here goes the invoice for everything you're going to get. You can go get that same equipment that I'm quoting you for on your own. It may be a little bit more, or I can go get that equipment because of my relationships, and it can be cheaper.
Yes.
So now that event where you're getting 300, you can probably get 800 for it.
Let's go back to invoicing for a second, because I think a lot of people, when they're starting off in business, they don't understand the importance of an invoice too. And if you have your business set up correctly, whatever your business entity is, the S Corp, B Corp, C Corp, LLC, sole proprietor, I can go on and on.
On and on.
Depending on how you set up your business, and as a DJ, you are the talent. So you are the business, and the importance of having an invoice and keeping track of those invoices. So let's talk about that, because I think a lot of people just take, I'm going to just do a Cash App. I'm going to just do a Zelle, and they may not understand the importance of having that.
For me, I set my invoice up to the point where I don't even take Cash Apps.
Hello.
I hate that. I know that's what it is. It's the new technology, but I don't even have a Cash App on my invoice. You can Zelle me because that goes straight to my bank account where I can keep a track of it. That's what I really want.
Yes.
Or you can give me a check or cash, either or, because I can
Old
just
school
go to
check.
my old school check. And some people laugh, they're like, yeah, my name, because some people, and it's funny, I had to rearrange my invoice because people would put EJ the DJ on the check, and my business is under Elijah Johnson. It's not EJ the DJ.
Yeah.
So I had to go change that because I'm like, now I got to do a DBA because now they put EJ the DJ. I'm doing business as EJ the DJ when it's not,
That makes sense.
So I was telling people, like, it was crazy because I was getting checks and I wasn't invoicing, and then somebody would give me, at the end of the year, I'm getting these W-9s back. What is this?
Come on. Let's
I'm like,
talk about it.
what is this? Look. Oh, yeah, and I had to call like, oh, yeah, we're going to file this under our business. So I got to pay. So now let's invoice it. So now we all getting paper. We all got a paper trail. And as a DJ, like I said, I tell up-and-coming DJs, you ain't got to do it right away. You don't have to worry about having a business right away because you're just starting. And it may not be lucrative for you to have a business and you're over here paying all this money.
Not yet. Don't incorporate yet.
Don't do it yet. But be prepared to, like, and you get to a certain point so that it can be worth it for you. Because some people, it's not worth it. Like, it wouldn't be worth it for a becoming DJ to have a business, because if you're not making $1,000, $2,000 a gig, it's no point to, do that. And then you have to worry about that. So going as your own entity and, you get it right. But at the same time, be ready, be practicing as a business. Like, even if you're not doing it for paperwork, still have an invoice, because that makes sure you get your money. Your contract and invoice. You get your money the right way, and it makes people more confident. Like, okay, I'm not just going to dump this money on him.
It shows that you're a professional.
Yeah, I know some professionals that got invoices and they're not professional.
Well, I could go there too. I know a couple. But
it makes people a little bit more confident in the work. It's like, and I tell people, like, I do that myself. I write my own contracts. I go through all my own invoicing. I do everything myself as EJ. I don't have a big team yet. It's getting there. Like I said, I have people, like I say, Tato. I keep reverting back to Tato because, man, this dude is really, like, pours, like, seriously. And he's like, yo, what do you need? Do this and do this. And he's like, always giving me some game. And that's what I like about all of my colleagues, like everybody that I deal with, from Eric to Exhibit to the different production companies, everybody gives me the game.
Yeah.
And that's why when I can, I give it back because someone's giving me the game and helping me out. So, and if I can help another DJ, as bad as it's a competition, we are definitely competitors, but we also brothers and sisters in the same sense.
Absolutely.
So I always help out up and coming DJs. I always help out if I'm doing production. Like I say, shout out to my homegirl Maika and Watch On Me Quan. Like they put me on my first production, like my first ever production, to get me going in the production industry.
Wow.
And you know, we go fast forward, 3 years, and I'm on a production set with her working Beyonce videos. Like
crazy.
We went, but I start off doing it for free. Like, don't trip, I got you. I come out, and they still like, no, we'll give you some money for gas. I'm like, because I'm like just happy to be a part of it because I know what it could be. And if you know who Watch On Me Quan is, like, I'm happy to be a part of some of the stuff that he's doing. Like, I happily did that
One
for
of the
free.
fastest ways to
And they
reach your
put me
target
in
audience
situations where
is
like
to
making
promote
money.
on
Like,
Keys
they
with
put
Culture
so much money in my
Podcast.
pocket.
Why? Because we have some of the
and I'm
biggest
appreciative
names
of
in
that.
the
So
game.
that's why I say, like,
for
give.
musicians.
Like, you're doing, any entrepreneur coming in, don't be afraid to give. Period, point blank. And I'm not saying give your last, but don't be afraid to help out and give when you can.
Yeah.
Like, wholeheartedly, like, if you know you can't do it, say no. But if you can do it without hurting yourself, like, and do it, and you'll get so much back. And that's where I am right now in my career, in my life. No, I'm not rich. None of us are rich yet.
No, not yet.
But I'm wealthy as hell. I'm wealthy as hell. Like, I'm so happy to be able to do what I can do and know that no matter what, I'm the only person that can hold me down. Like, nobody can hold me. Nobody can stop my blessings but me.
Yeah.
So I do everything I can. So any up-and-coming artist, DJ, actor, anything, don't be afraid to give and know that it's going to take time. Nothing happens overnight.
That's a fact.
Nothing.
And I love that, too, because it's really, to me, it's relationships.
Building.
Like,
you got to build.
Just build, like, some really solid relationships. Even our relationship, we low-key started DMs because we talking about music.
It was
and
straight
we were
music.
going back and forth like, oh, no, I know some
this
music,
song,
70s, 80s, 90s. And we literally went back and forth and built a relationship from there. We met up and talked about business. We manifested this moment
literally this
together.
Moment. I want to give you your flowers because you were helping me when my little girl wanted to do her business. You was like, yo, try this. We're going to do this type of website and blah, 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 blah. And you gave me all the game and was, willing to help me do everything. And I tell people, like, it's people like you that we don't give. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure you got your price tag.
Oh, yeah.
But when it comes to your people, the price is the price is the price. Mm-hmm. But that's why I'm not charging you the price.
Right.
Because I know.
You already know.
I know what it is. So I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
So I don't have to charge you the price. Mm-hmm. And I tell people, like, it's people that are of your stature and what you do. It's like, bro, and how many times I'm like, I need to get, Maisha, I need to get this. I need to do this. I need to do this. You like, EJ, figure this shit out. And let me know when you're ready to sit down so we can do it. And I'm like, all over the place. So I'm grateful and appreciative of you and what you do because when I am ready to step up, like I say, sitting around hearing you, making announcements and it's just like, boom, I got my first 6-figure contract, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that means that she can definitely help me with my little 3-digit budget. You feel me?
It ain't little, man. It's big.
But the thing is, it's like, that makes me more confident because it's like, I know for a fact she's going to be like, oh, yeah, boom.
Yeah.
And it's that easy now.
I got you.
So seeing that and it's like, yo, we used to sit down. Like I say, everybody I'm working with behind the scenes and doing certain things with, we manifest. Like, we sit and we talk. But if I can't sit and dream with you, I dream with my eyes open. Like, I tell, like, the homegirl Tierra, like, the homegirl DJ Tierra, like, she does the R&B Live. Or, I want to say the wrong one. Oh, my God. I think it's R&B Live. But her and Tabari, I asked her, like, do you dream with your eyes open? And she was like, all the time. Like, and it's not in a bad way, like, you sleepy. I'm talking about the moments, like, when you're in these, like.
You're visionary.
We're on stage in front of 20,000 people.
Yeah. And
10,000 people, however many people. But you're there, and it's like, do you, like, sit there and just be like, wow. I asked her that, and then she was like, it's all the time. And it's full circle moment. So, like I say, if I can't dream with you, it's like, what are we here for? Like, I'm talking about no matter how big or small your dream is, like, you got to see something. What do you see? And I talk to my homies like that. I talk to my homegirls, and a lot of my homies I don't talk to much, but when we do talk, we manifest. Period.
Yeah.
What you trying to do? What you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're going to do it. This is how we talk. And I talk like that everybody because the homie DJ Head used to call me this. Shout out DJ Head, Chuck Dizzle, Homegrown Radio. DJ Head and Silas used to call me EJ the Celebrity DJ. When I was on the Get Down radio show, shout out Nene Nice and Pretty Ricky. They used to call me EJ the Celebrity DJ. And I'm like, man, you fucking crazy. Crazy. What do you mean celebrity? This is 2013. I ain't a celebrity. They ain't no celebrity.
What does that mean?
What you nigga ain't no celebrity. And now look at me.
Yeah.
So he really spoke that into me, man. And DJ Head gave me my first book, The Secret. And I listened to that book, and that it literally changed my life. And I listened to it. Then he gave me 10X Rule by Grant Cardone, and like all these books, and then Rich Dad Poor Dad, and after that I just started like looking into manifestation, and just like it manifests. So now like if I'm dealing with you, you gotta believe everything you want to happen can and will happen. And it may not happen the way you want it to, but it's going to. And I'm tell people I'm living proof. Like I wanted to go overseas. Like I wrote that on a piece of paper. I want to DJ abroad. And a month later I went to Russia. Like I tell people, so I seen that firsthand. Like it's just like certain jobs, and it's not about having money. And and it's crazy because I got to change my verbiage about what I say. I always say I want to be able to just survive and take care of my family. I never asked for a certain amount of money, and
got to be specific.
Confidently, I've been able to take care of my family and everything I need. You know, regardless.
I love that. Too, it's the same for me. That changed my life, just changing how I spoke to myself. Because really, truly, death in life is in the power of your tongue. The things you speak over yourself is so important because that's feeding it to your spirit. It's like you're literally believing what you say. Your body reacts to it. Your mind reacts to it. And your life starts to move in the direction that you're speaking. So when I talk to myself, I had to train myself. No, I'm a billionaire. I'm going to make 6 figures this year. I'm going to have this connection. Even my prayer life changed. My meditation changed. Like to do that as well. And as a man, like doing that, and how do you see that has changed your life over the course of the past couple of years just by doing that? And have you been helping other people that you know kind of do the same thing?
Just at home, my home life, talk to my wife, and I try to get, because she's like, it gotta work. It gotta do this, but it gotta work, but you gotta make it work. So I tell her like, you gotta change your mindset. She be looking like, nigga.
The mindset.
It's like it's not saying she don't believe it, but she like, the thing is you gotta have the faith, because it may not be working. It may not be working right now, and then you revert. You change. So think about if you're on the freeway and you hit traffic. You don't turn around and go back home because you'll never get to where you were supposed to go.
Come on.
So when certain things are happening, I'm like, yo, chill. Like, it's happening like this because you mad, but when you calm down, you think about it, you still got to deal with it. So it be like, it's hard, and it's hard for somebody that just don't never have to, they just always had it. Or, always just makes it happen. Like, or if it's, quote unquote, never has went wrong. So it's like, dang, you never had to see that side. So now if there's something to go wrong, it's like, what am I supposed to do?
It's like panic mode.
Don't change. Do the same thing you've been doing. So as a man, like it's different because a lot of men, we do have people that are spiritual and manifest, but a lot of men don't understand that regardless to how much you manifest, you got to work.
Faith without works is dead, y'all.
You got to work. So a lot of men be like, oh, I'm praying, I'm doing this, but it's like, you're praying for what?
Where is it going?
Like I can work hard and not pray and still get more than you doing just praying.
Come on now. My belief is God work when we work.
So, and people always don't understand why I'm always trying. I'm doing this. I'm like, I have so many ideas I want to do, but I'm like, I got to wait for the right people. Because I don't want to shoot this idea to somebody that's like already going through something, even though whatever they're going through could be over tomorrow. They don't know it. And like we were just talking about off air, it's like, overnight, things can happen like overnight, like literally. We're doing this interview right here can literally change our life. The right person can see and they can say, yo, I want her to host my show.
Period.
I want him to come and sit down and talk. I want him to, in his manifestation, like who was like, there's 3 cameras in there. They got mic. Who, like, you don't know. It's like when we go, everybody go. We need our people. Like we got our first AC already. Like, and that's the thing that people don't understand. Like when you go, it's like, be ready to go. Like it can happen. Like I wanted to work with Tyrese.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to the big homie. Like, growing up in Watts, I wanted to work for Tyrese. Like, man, that's the homie. Like, I seen him do it. I know I can do it. He called me like, yo.
Come on.
We got to go now. I was like,
Period.
like right now, yeah, girl, get a bag, 2 weeks. I'm like, but I got, EJ, you got to be, and this is where I learned this. You got to be ready to go, because in this industry, it don't wait. And you don't know when something's going to come back around to you. And luckily, I was blessed. I was blessed with the opportunity, multiple opportunities that came back after that one.
Yeah.
And then some of them led back to, damn, you know Tyrese? Yeah. How you? Yeah. And then it's everybody putting it like, so why are you here? Because I'm working. Just because I know big homie don't mean I'm not going to work.
Absolutely.
Because he worked. Nothing was given to him. I seen that. Nothing was given to my brother. Nothing was given to my brother-in-law that made it. You know, everybody I know that made it, bust their ass.
Absolutely.
And everybody I'm working with that's made it, and still busting their ass.
Oh,
Exhibit is one of the hardest working people I know. Right now, hardest workers I know. And I see it. Eric is one of the, I'm talking about, we on a bus and he's writing. He's trying to set up studio time in the next city.
Oh my God.
Before the show, it's like, how can you not work with people around you with the work ethic like that? Like you gotta want to work. So
and just, he love it too.
Loves it. Like I'd be like, bro, you ain't tired. You want to lay down, E?
No.
E, you can lay down. But he's going in. But it's the satisfaction of the work he put in. So it's like, if I keep going, it's gonna keep getting better.
Yeah.
And that's with everything. So
and
like I say,
going.
so people, like I said, I've been around some great people, and like I say, I put in the work, and just seeing some of the things that are just laying out on the table, like I say, full circle moments. It's just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like,
I love it.
Can't ask for more than that.
Man, how do you keep a balance? Because you got a whole family. Like, how do you keep a balance? Because you're constantly traveling, doing shows. How do you just keep all of that balance?
Remember when I said when I come home on the days off?
Yeah.
When everybody's chilling in the city, I go home. Not because I have to, I choose to.
Absolutely.
So you got to think about it. When I go home and we have 4 days off, and I go home and do Uber, I'm not doing Uber 24 hours.
Right.
So now I'm away from the tour with my family.
Yeah.
Or being in this industry, and as blessed as we are to be here and travel and do concerts, we can have our family comment points. They can come out. Okay, we're going to be in this city. Come out.
Yeah.
We're going to be in that city. Come out. Fly out with us. So that's it's easy for me to keep the balance because I know what I'm here for. I'm here to work. Don't get me wrong, the turn-ups be fun.
Absolutely.
But I be in the club going to sleep.
Not going to sleep.
And being, I'm looking like,
I'm out.
But I'm there, man. I'm at that point where it's like I know what it is, and just as easy as I got it, it could be taken away.
Yeah.
So I make sure, because if wife say no more, guess what I got to do? I got to figure it out.
Absolutely.
Can't just after she say no and just go out again. Like, I don't think I'll be able to come back home after that. Got to make sure I do this the right way. So being around Eric and, you know, him and his wife was just like just dope. And then being around Exhibit and then being around Tato, and everybody have these healthy relationships at points. Cause everybody go through things.
Yeah.
That's what makes it, for me, like I said, because I can't be like, I can't sit here and complain. I've been in the game. You know, I've been in the game DJing for 20 plus years, but professionally on the road, moving 4 or 5 years, this ain't nothing. Some people have been traveling for 20 years doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
So I look at that fact and I say, you know what? It's easier for me because I'm able to go home. They make it to the point where if I needed to go, I could. Sometimes it's like, you don't have a choice. You got to stay. So for me to be able to go home because of some of the choices I make and say, you know what? I'm not going to the club. I'm not going to go to the strip club and throw this money. I'm going to take this $200, $300 and go get a flight, go home.
Period.
And that helps with the balance. Like I say, I mean, just you can be in the city all day and can fuck up your house, the balance at home. So
hello.
Don't let me just be like, I'm coming home. Like, no, because you can still come home and the balance be off. But you got to want to balance work. Because some people can come home and then come home and just be outside all day.
That's true.
So it doesn't matter. Like, you got to want to have balance. Like, balance doesn't just happen. You got to want to have the balance. So that's how I make the balance work. That's how I keep the balance. Like I say, I drive Uber.
Yeah.
Somebody was at the concert. We did the concert in Ontario. Somebody was at the show. I was driving Uber. They got in my car and was like, man, you look so familiar. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not from out here. You have never seen me. He brought up the video like, bro, you're on Exhibit's page. I know I saw it. I'm like, he's like, you were at the concert last night. I'm like, yeah. Bro, what are you doing driving Uber? Gotta make ends meet.
Okay.
But that was a moment. It was a feel good moment because he saw my face. And I don't know where.
Surreal.
I don't know where the hell he was sitting in the stadium to see my little. And I'm behind Exhibit.
Yeah.
So for him to see me 20 feet behind Exhibit, I don't know. Maybe he recognized me. And he said, he kept saying, you look familiar, bro. And I'm like, man, I hope this nigga don't do nothing crazy in my back seat.
Oh.
I'm praying. I'm silently praying, like, please don't look familiar. Because I'm like, what does that mean? Is it a good, like, familiar? Is he mad at me? Did I do so many jobs? Like, I was doing security. Did I kick this dude out of a building or something? Like, I don't know. And he's like, fuck, you were at the concert last night with Be Real and everyone. I'm like, look, you're on Exhibit's page. I'm like,
oh, that's me?
Yeah, I DJ. And then it was like, there was a surreal moment because I see so many people that I know, like, the homie, I'm trying to say it the right way, but Luck, because his name is Bad Luck, but Luck. And from Diamond Lanes, like, seeing him say he do Uber and he do this and he do that, and it's like, growing up listening to him and Problem, it's like, damn, but it's not an ego thing. It's like, I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
And it humbles you. Like, I was over there, but I could be stuck.
Yeah, definitely.
I could be stuck doing Uber. Like, it could have been bad. It could have been to the point where I don't have a choice. I gotta do Uber or I don't eat.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm choosing to do Uber so I can get somebody a ride in a good looking car, and make change their energy and make them feel good.
Yeah, definitely. And another thing is, in addition to that, you are so much a family man. And you also are a foster parent.
Yes, foster parents.
Let's talk about that a little bit, because I remember you went viral for this little boy.
Yeah, Daniel.
Little Papa. He is so cute.
Oh, man, Daniel, he was laughing. We went viral, went on the Shade Room.
Yeah,
like 4 million views.
So
that was crazy.
Cute.
But it was just something I was around. Like I say, growing up, my mom took people in. My mother-in-law took people in, and she, she fostered and adopted. It was just in us, And once wife said, hey, I want to do this, I was like, you sure? She was like, yep, there's no question. We set up the house. We had a daycare. And once COVID hit, we closed it down, the politics with that, black family in the hood. And so we closed the daycare down, but after COVID lifted up, well, actually not after COVID lifted, because we got our first baby during COVID. We got Daniel March 8th. 2020, and then we closed down March 13th. So we got him literally right before the shutdown for COVID. So during that shutdown, we had to close the daycare completely because we wasn't taking in kids, and we didn't want to have to keep paying taxes on a business that wasn't generating any revenue. So we closed the daycare down, but she wanted to do it, and I'll back her 100%. Like, she backs me. It's not even about money. And I tell people, like, when you're backing somebody, sometimes it's not about money. It's just be there. Help me put up flyers. Help me do this. Like, because that stuff will, go
Makes
further than you. It goes further than you know. So she said she wanted to do it, and I said, okay. And we set the age limit to what we wanted, what we're going to take in, and we understand what comes with those age limits.
Yeah.
We're bringing in babies. Like, Daniel, we got at 2 months.
Oh my God.
And he went back home at about 13 months, like that, something like that, 14 months. And then the second baby we got, Fallon, we got him 4 days out of NICU.
Oh wow.
He was 4 days old, like, can fit in my hand,
my
like
God.
he can fit here. And I just put a picture up on Instagram, and he's walking and talking and running. So I tell people, like,
so cute.
It's an attachment, but you got to realize once you create certain bonds, like, people, that's like saying, I don't want to have a best friend because they're going to leave me eventually. No, that bond never ends. Like, sad to say that Fallon's mom died when he was 2 months old.
Oh.
So, his only mom he knows is my wife, Quita. It's like, that's his mom. And we see him, we take him in, we get him on the weekends to help relieve the dad when he needs some help, because that's what we were there for. We were there to help him. And the dad made sure we understood that. Like, he gave us so much praise. Like, thank you guys. And it's like, you don't got to thank us for doing this. Is what we wanted to do. You know, it's not your fault for, us having to help you.
Yeah.
And we helped them, and it went so far, and now we see them when we want to see them, we see them. And they're great right now. Like I say, he has a mom. It's just not his biological mom, but he has a mom. And he has 2 fathers. And he has 2 grandmothers. And he has 2 everything now because our family is his family. Like, he comes over, and they're like,
takes a village.
Where's Fallon? And it's like, hey, I'm here too. Yeah, but with the fostering, like I say, we do it for a reason. If that reason isn't there and it doesn't work, we won't keep the kids. Yeah. We'll have the kids go back because initially we're there to help. Yeah. If we can't help the kids, what's the point? Yeah, it's not for the money. It's for the help, like I say. So we had some kids that we couldn't help. We send them back. So it's not, we don't want it to grow. And then kids can feel, they can feel when you're not genuine.
Yeah.
And we don't want that. We don't want that at all. So we send them back. We can't help them. We send them back. And we ask them, like, hey, we can't help. Is it another home that can probably help them better than we can? And we do that. We're vocal. So it's like, it's always a goodwill behind it. It's never like ill intent. So people, they laugh at us and they say, yo, you serious? Yeah, real tatted up foster parent. Like, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a tatted up grandpa with a gray beard in about a year. Hopefully,
not a year.
I want that.
You do not need no gray beard. Stop.
Trying to get my Ron Isley on.
Hey, I see Ron too.
Just came here to chill.
Okay. And I love it. You have done so much, and also too, just with young men. Like, we talked about that, too, about, like, speaking engagements and being in the community, just being a role model to a lot of young men. Like, what advice would you give young black men who are trying to find themselves and are creative?
The biggest one I would say, like, just off the bat for any young black creative, anything coming out as a man, is don't be afraid to stand up. And I say that because there's going to be situations where you're going to have to speak. Yeah. And it may come off as disrespectful. It may come off as rude. But when you do it with no malice intent, like when you have no bad intent behind it, it can't be what people perceive it to be.
That's a fact. So
I tell people all the time, because they'll come into something and say, oh, well, I let them do it because it's like, no, don't let them do anything because they're not going to let you do it. Yeah. Stand up. Like, and when you stand up, that creates dialogue. Yeah. Now you take advantage of that dialogue because now you can speak for yourself. You should be able to, if you're coming into something, you should already do your recon, your review on it, so you already have information. So when people ask you about it, you can speak knowledgeably about it and sound like you know what you're talking about, even if you don't.
I love it.
So being able to stand up and then being able to, project and speak about it is one of the biggest things. You got that confidence. That's it. And just knowing that, like I say, it always goes back to it's not gonna happen overnight. Yeah. You got to realize that. So you got to be able to speak, and you got to be able to speak over and over and over and over, because you may get 1 no, 2 no's, 3 no's, and every time you go into that door, you got to do the same thing over and over. So you got to be able to do it and not get mad. And that's part of standing up and being a man, is understanding that you're not going to get yeses all the time.
Yeah, it's a lot of no's out here in these streets. Man. I've had so many no's, but the yes feel real good.
All it takes is one. All it takes is one.
So I thank you so much for coming on the show. Like, it's just been a pleasure talking to you. We can literally talk all day and night, man, because it's so much that we have to catch up on too. But how can the people follow you on social media? How can they connect with you? And what's next for EJ the DJ?
Well, you can follow me on Instagram at SayGoEJ, SayGoEJ. And that's Twitter, Facebook, all of anything you got. My family, there's a lot of family on Facebook. Aunties be on there like, nephew, you're doing so good. I'll be like, thank you, auntie. And but next, it just got pushed back, but I was supposed to go to Africa this week, South Africa, with an artist named Dax. Shout out to Brittany, Billionaire. She brought me on to go work with Dax in South Africa. So we had to push some dates back, but that's the next outing I'm having. Outside of that, I've been gone for a few months, so now I'm just getting my bearings back at home to reach out to people and get stuff going. Sunday, I am DJing in Long Beach for Thick LA Entertainment. It's a day party. It's going down Sunday. That's going to be fun. We outside.
I know that. We outside.
We outside. Yeah.
That's amazing. To follow Keys to the Culture podcast at Keys to the Culture podcast on all social platforms. Listen to us. Listen to the podcast on everywhere that podcasts are played. Visit our website, keys-to-the-culturepodcast.com. You can follow me at I am Maisha. Thank you so much for joining us today to join EJ to DJ. And we had a good time. You learned a lot about DJing and the journey he took. But I want to learn more about y'all. So make sure y'all share, comment, and talk to us in those comments on social media because we want to know what you think. Thank you so much for visiting us today. So we'll see you soon. Bye.